Be like a proper adult. Gross. Hello everyone and welcome to an extra subscriber recommended video. I feel like I'm giving myself whiplash. Yes, that's right, Marilyn suggested I should try reverse colouring books, and apparently they look very relaxing and fun. And you ask Marilyn, you shall eventually receive. And I never actually heard of reverse colouring in before. I feel like they just seem to invent different weird ways of doing things. I don't even know where my thought process was going. I was going to say something, but I can't remember.
Old age. He said it was old age.
It's just very weird, isn't it? Reverse colouring in. Who do we think we are?
Twats.
What was wrong with normal colouring in? I don't know. But let's check this out and see what reverse colouring in is all about. I think that rhymed. Oh my god, did that rhyme? Why is my phone ringing for? Hello?
Hiya, cat.
Hello, how are you doing today? I'm good, thanks. Yeah, no, don't ring us again. I don't want to buy any of your shit. I don't want to buy you crap. No, I'm good, thanks. Honestly, I hate scam calls. I keep getting scam calls from different companies and stuff wanting to sell us shit, and I'm sick of it. I'm honestly so sick of it. The fact that I haven't screamed at one of these people yet is unreal. I was just about to start recording the rest of this video. Just a phone call. Just piss off, leave us alone. How did they even get my number? I hate them. One day I'm just gonna answer one of them scam phone calls and just leave it on the side and let them just talk and talk and talk. Or just lead them. You know when you see them people online and they scam the scammers? I feel like doing that because they're pissing us off so much. Anyway, I bought this reverse colouring in book, and I wasn't entirely sure what reverse colouring in is. I thought maybe's... well, I don't really know what I thought it was. I thought maybe I was deleting the colour or something, or removing the colour, but that would kind of be a bit pointless, wouldn't it? But on this book, it says that the book has the colours and I'm drawing the lines. So I'm basically outlining the colours that are already in this book. And this is the book I bought. I just got it on Amazon, not sponsored or anything like that. But it looks super interesting. I'm very intrigued. Alright, let's have a look inside. It's by Kendra Norton. So in this book, it says, "Hello friends, welcome to my debut art book. I created this book after realising that I wanted to improve my drawing skills and also to combine those skills with painting, one of my true loves. I landed on the idea of drawing on partially completed paintings because it gave me a place to start from. The blank page can be intimidating. The more I shared my creations, the more my friends and loved ones told me they wanted to try it too. It made me realise that everyone can use a prompt or a boost sometimes. These watercolours are meant to inspire your inner artist to let loose. You can follow the shapes, outline them, draw inside of them or around them, or change them with your pen and your ideas. I'd be thrilled if you take a photo and share it and blah blah blah." So I'm not sure whether this Kendra Norton invented this, the reverse colouring in book. I'm pretty sure there's different kinds and different people have made them. But they've given an example on the back. So obviously there's a splatter of paint there and they've kind of drawn around the outline. So there's not really any rules. And I also think it's quite an interesting concept that this book was designed because they want to work on their drawing and practice their drawing skills, which I need. I really need it. I'm terrible at drawing. I'm giving myself some gorgeous red lips. So let's see which one tickles my pickle.
Filthy.
So in here we've got lots of little watercolour blobs, which look very nice to be fair. And I suppose I'm just supposed to be dead creative, aren't I? I think that one's actually speaking to us. You can tell with this as well that some of them are a lot more abstract and others you can basically tell what it's supposed to be. That's clearly supposed to be some flowers, isn't it? I actually like this one. I might try this one. Oh, and all the pages are perforated too. In fact, I might take the page out because that'll make it easier for us. That's super handy. I do like that. I like the fact that you can take them out. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this one. Some beautiful flowers, and I'm just creating the lines. And I'm just going to be using a biro to create my lines for this. But I suppose there's no real rules for this. And you could really do anything you wanted to. You could add some more paint to it. You could use Sharpies, different kinds of pens. You could use some more watercolour. I do enjoy the fact that it's very kind of free and open. But I think I'm just going to use a biro for this and see what happens. I suppose the good thing about something like this is if you don't have kind of the space for lots of colours and lots of pencils and lots of art materials, you literally only need one thing to do what you want to do. So I suppose that's a benefit. I'm not a huge fan of colouring in, and what I might do once I finish this one is I'll take this book and I'll take it to work with us and I'll put it in the waiting room. I think people will enjoy that, and then they can just do a bit of reverse colouring in while they wait for various things, because I think people get bored of crosswords and stuff, and I don't know, it's just a bit different, isn't it? And I know I spoke about work recently kind of briefly, but I haven't really spoken a lot about it, but I'm really enjoying it. The only thing is, obviously I was saying that I'm working 3 days a week now instead instead of 5 days a week, but really long shifts. And I haven't recorded a video in, I think it's been about like a couple of weeks since I've recorded. I've got loads of editing to do, it's unreal. I'm very behind. But it's because my shifts, they ended up getting stuck at kind of the back end of the week and the beginning of the week. So I ended up doing, in the space of a week, over 70 hours at work, which is like a lot. It's a lot when you have other commitments outside of work, like YouTube and other things like that. And then when I did get a day off, I was knackered. I was so shattered. You know when you feel that tired, you feel jet lagged?
What is that?
That's what I felt like all week. Like, the weird thing about it is because obviously with my previous job I was working very specific days, they were very set shifts, so I had a routine and I never kind of broke my routine. It was just one of those things, whereas this one I have to kind of fit my life in around work, and like everything's changed. My entire, I don't know, the days I shop on, like do my weekly shop, they've changed. I just kind of do it when I can do it. Exercising, I just squeeze that in around the rest of my life. Recording, I just try and record when I can. It's weird and I like it, but I also don't like it at the same time. And one thing I can't stand about this job is how early I have to wake up. Like, I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock and that was a lie-in for me. I loved getting up at 7 because I felt just energized because I'd actually had some sleep. It got to the point I usually go to bed at about between 11 and half 11. I've had to start to go to bed at 10 o'clock on a work night because otherwise if I stay up any later I am shattered. I am beyond shattered when I wake up. How ridiculously sad is that? I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I wake up at just ridiculous times in the morning. I feel like a proper adult. Gross. But yeah, I definitely think I'll take this book into work and then the patients can have something a little bit different to do. Because the department that I work on, people are basically there for a very, very long time. So they're kind of waiting to get like operations and stuff. So there's just a lot of sitting around and waiting for like scans and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it can be quite boring for patients who have to come in, so at least they'll have something interesting to do. So if you ever come to the hospital that I work at, in my department, you'll now be treated to a reverse colouring in book to enjoy. Not that I hope any of you have to actually come into my department, because it's not somewhere you'd want to really be. If you do end up coming into my department, it's because you're very, very poorly. I do find this interesting though, because there's little bits of pattern and stuff that you can follow, but you don't actually have to. You can kind of just make it up. And I suppose something like this as well, it would actually help your drawing skills, because sometimes I find it difficult to, I don't know, just create specific shapes and stuff and figure out layers and how things build on top of each other. But with this, I feel like you get a little bit more kind of better understanding of how it works. Because I think if you're like me as well, you get a little bit intimidated that you're going to make mistakes when you're setting off like a new drawing or a new painting or something. Like the person said in this book, she felt very intimidated by a very empty kind of page and an empty space to work on. And I think this can definitely combat it. The thing is, I must be enjoying this because I've literally just zoned out. I usually find if I'm enjoying something, it's when I get in the zone and I'm just working in complete silence and don't realise I'm doing that. And I've literally just spent, I don't know how long, the past like 5 minutes, just working in silence. Just adding little details to this. And that's when I know I'm kind of into something and I'm focused and concentrated on something. And I do find it hard to concentrate, especially for long periods of time. I just get a bit irritated. But no, I'm just kind of chill. It's actually really relaxing. I don't feel like I'm a very relaxed person, but this is just chill the shit out of us.
I'm a hungry hippo.
Okay, I think I've finished my little drawing. And this is what it looks like. I think it looks really, really nice. It's definitely better than anything I could kind of create on my own and do it from scratch with kind of drawing and colouring everything in and painting it and stuff. So I don't know. I think it's a really clever little idea. I definitely think if you're into colouring in, paint by numbers, even kind of like diamond painting and like cross stitch and stuff, you would actually really enjoy this. It's got that kind of same in the zone feel to it. And obviously you could pick like a pattern like that and do something completely different and, well, I don't even know what that would be, but I suppose you could just turn it into anything, couldn't you? So thank you very much, Marilyn, for suggesting I try some reverse colouring in. I would highly recommend it. I don't think it's going to be to everyone's kind of taste or everyone's going to enjoy it, but yeah, it's a nice little activity. What a clever little idea. They're just reinventing the wheel, and they actually reinvented it this time. Who needs normal colouring in when you can reverse it? But hopefully you have enjoyed this extra little video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And let me know if you've ever done reverse colouring in before, or whether you'd be willing to give it a go. And if you come across any little crafty or arty things that you want me to try on the channel, Then make sure to leave your suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you next week for a brand new video. It's crazy what people think of these days, isn't it? Reverse colouring book. Oh, it's trademarked as well. So maybe this person did invent it. Well done you, Kendra Norton. I wouldn't have even dreamt of inventing something like this.